So he's going to make sure that this is all taken care of. She's not going to be scathed.
Interesting. And you see this now, this has nothing to do with it. She had another husband. It's a long story. She went to jail. The other husband got deported. They were up to some things. It has nothing to do with this case. But, you
Oof.
see this working out. Like you don't see this, like people are saying crazy things like jail, you're going to lose your home. Like, look, it could go a lot of different ways, right? When you owe $3 million, or you see this, no, that they'll
They're
they'll work this out.
They'll work it out. They'll divide and conquer it. I feel like the difference is now is that since he's already like revered her so much, like he will do what he needs to take care of to get this taken care of so they don't lose a home, that they don't lose, you know what I mean? Also, he's more worried about public judgment than anything else on her. Okay. Remember Fatal Attraction? He'll throw himself on the tracks for this woman. He is madly. I know that she loves him. I keep saying how much he loves her. I know that she actually really adores being adored. And I feel like she does have a very strong attraction to him. They are very chemistry driven, economically driven. They both have the same kind of coursework. So I feel like this doesn't like this won't cause divorce. This won't cause, you know what I mean? What happened before was a lot of manipulation, a lot of fakeness involved. Like I just see like people wearing masks that aren't themselves. And that unfortunately was a lot of failure. She really, really was taken by him, but she was also drowned by him, you know? And she just kind of wants to like bury that past. Like it didn't happen. I'm fine now. Everything's good. It did damage her self-esteem tremendously. Besides her reputation, self-esteem was everything. So, oof.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of things you said ring true. Like, she does love being adored. She is in love with him. That's good to know that he really also loves her, idolizes her, whatever. I don't know if she really cares if there's a difference because I think she feels good about that. You don't see a divorce. Are they publicly, a lot of the things you said are true? Like, everything's okay if you ask them. If you ask their children, everything's okay. That is the narrative that's being put out there, which I do think they care about the most rather than what's actually going on. Are they worried though? I mean, it seems like once they hear this, they may not be, but like, are they worried? I mean, if I owed $3 million, I'd be, or
Oh,
whatever,
well,
you
yeah.
could, you
I
know,
feel like they're more worried about not so much of the financial train wreck. Okay, train crashed. Okay, cool. Um,
crashed.
what were the factors that went into the accident? What was the faulty mechanic? Did they not check this? They're going to go down the checklist and find out who caused the accident. That's what they're more concerned with than the money itself. Because, like I said, I feel like they'll be able to pull themselves up, but they're bootstrap people. They're not going to be a problem. It's more, let's find out who caused it, take care of that problem so this does not happen again. They don't want to be repeat offenders. They don't want this to go through again. Yes, it's stressful to get that call and be like, you know what I mean? And I feel like it caused a lot of anxiety, but it also caused a lot of quick thinking of what do we need to do to get this down? And they're both boots on the ground people. They're like, okay, let's figure this out. You know, kids are fine. Family life is fine. This is just something that's very compartmentalized into what do we need to allocate?
That makes
They
sense.
they both just zoomed in on it, you know?
What about, so there is a show, Real Housewives of New Jersey. She
Mhm,
is on it. It's not on
mhm.
right now. It's on pause. It's taking a year off or maybe more. There's a lot of schools of thought, like, well, whether she would come back or not. The show probably is going to come back at some point. I don't know. Do you, and this, people have their own opinions on this. Some people say, well, this is great. This actually makes you like have another season on the show because look at all you have going on. A lot of people are like, we already went through this on the show with you, and this is actually too toxic, and we want nothing to do with this. These shows are supposed to be aspirational. Like, so we could argue all day what people think. Like, what do you see for like her future on the show, which is not on right now? It probably won't be on for a year.
Probably springtime of next year. She's gonna walk proudly into through those doors like, "I'm a made person. Look what I did." And I just don't see her walking in like, "Oh my god, I went through this again." I see her, like, slamming 2 doors open and walking in looking like $3,000,000. You know what I mean? Like, she's
Yeah.
not no, she's not gone. I feel like because of this, of course, they're gonna be like, "Oh, we don't want this again." No, they're gonna wanna she's gonna make it she's gonna sell it. She's not like I said, she doesn't go down laying down. She'll be back on there, but I just see her slamming 2 doors open and being like, "Look who's arrived. I'm here. Let's do this," and she looks amazing. So, that's what I
Wow.
feel. So, I don't see her gone at all from the show. I see her making, like, a remarkable come in, and then also she'll also have some other things that are going on in a very positive way to start to, like, start the climb. Like I said, everything is about
Wow.
restorative, you know? But I feel like whatever she
Interesting.
needs to show the producers or whatever she needs to do, I just see her coming in. Is it gonna surprise people that are on the show? Absolutely. Is it gonna surprise people who are no longer on the show? Absolutely. Is it gonna surprise viewers? Probably not. Not because of this, but because of, just in general. They'll be like, "Okay, of course she's back." You know what I mean? And they'll grab the popcorn and they'll enjoy, and ratings will be fantastic. So,
Very interesting. Yeah, I go back and forth every day, so that's good to hear
yeah.
that you think that.
Mhm.
Moving on, there is a woman named Kenya Moore. What are your thoughts on her?
She's trying to start over. So much heartbreak, devastation. I feel like I look at myself in the mirror with her, which by the way, I just see this beautiful woman, but she's like, "You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay." You know what I mean? The morning pep talk. But by the evening, I feel a lot of like navigation with her. She's, I mean, if you ask her how she's doing, she'd probably smile and nod. You know what I mean? But I feel like if she called me and I'd be like, "Hey, how are you doing today?" Like I ask everybody, she'd be like, "I'm okay." And I would tell her straight up, "You don't need to be okay to call me. It's totally fine." Like most people that call me aren't doing great, and that's great. But that's where she is. She's in the I feel a lot of anxiety with her. I feel a lot of heartache with her. And I feel like I'm trying to regain stability. What's going on here? Because she's like, all I pick up with her is like anxiety and self motivation, anxiety, self motivation. It's very unbalanced with her throughout the day, you know? But this anxiety will take me down. Like, oh my gosh. Oof. So she's intense. Ugh.
She is going through a lot. To your point, she is in a kind of starting over phase, so that kind of
Mhm.
resonates with me. She was on a show forever, and it's a long story. This one woman came and said some things and mentioned, like, I'll